Welcome back to the Premier Squad podcast. I am your host, Jerome. Today, the tickets dropped for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and along with that came a trailer for all of us to witness. Um, I have Dom and Grinch here with me to discuss, do a little trailer reaction tonight. I think the biggest thing that I want to talk about initially is the fact that we're going to see Spider-Man go toe to toe with the big green Hulk. Um, Recently, we've got a chance to see Red Hulk in Captain America's latest movie with our boy Sam donning the mantle. Have some pretty incredible action scenes in there, and we know how crazy of a character that Hulk is to take down in his battles with Iron Man's Hulkbuster.
Thor.
So my question to you guys is, what can this kind of do for Spider-Man if he is able to take down the Hulk? How we feeling about that matchup?
And I
Dom, if you'd
can
like to go first.
yeah, I can
Yeah.
go first. I was thinking about it and it's like kind of like seems like I don't know, the whole to me it comes down to can the Hulk catch him? Because
Hmm.
Spider-Man's gonna be so all over the place, agile, quick, fast. And can Spider-Man really do anything to slow down the Hulk?
Yeah.
It seems like his webs would kind of be ineffective. He's not going to get into a fist fight with this guy. Maybe he's
Hmm.
throwing cars at him or something. To me, it sounds like he might just be trying to survive, run,
Yeah.
kind of how like Falcon was, if we're being honest.
Yep.
Just try and lure him out of the city, keep the devastation down. I'm very interested to see how they do it. I did love that shot that they gave us when they did the Hulk clap and
Yeah.
sent
Through
it
the corridor.
down like down the tunnel
Hmm.
corridors. That was a great shot that they gave us in the
Yeah.
trailer. Almost too
And
good to
then
give us in the trailer, really.
yeah, the webbing all attached to the Hulk and all the different pieces of concrete. Like I agree with you because
Yeah,
like Sam, it didn't feel realistic, and to some degree, maybe Spider-Man wouldn't be capable of that. But I feel like there's like a tinge of me that can see him pulling it off, and if they can get that across the right way, he jumps power scaling like up there, especially too. Like Hulk has to come back and do something because we haven't really been left with like a good banner version of Hulk in terms of his fighting prowess recently. So they have to
he's still
really
waiting on redemption.
showcase
Yeah,
threat. Yeah.
yeah.
How about you, Grinch? How you feeling?
I mean, I don't want to be in the comic books, I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter. We're in the MCU,
Yeah.
and the MCU version of Hulk that we have is, I mean, now he's not a top tier guy anymore. So
Yeah.
this can be, I wouldn't say a fair fight, but it can be a decent fight with the current version that we're working with of Hulk and
Hmm.
Spider-Man. Like Dom said, though, I mean, it can't be a straight up fight. So I
Yeah.
think Spider-Man's going to do a lot of dodging, webbing, evading, trying to, use every trick that he has to stay alive. And,
Yeah.
this is not like Red Hulk where he could just tire him out. You know what I mean? He's going to have to they're going to figure out something to stop him at
Yeah.
some point. So I'm hoping we get a good, to borrow the phrase, a good 22 minutes of
Hmm.
action, a good 22-minute fight between them. I know it's not going to be that long, but hopefully it'll be something, a good amount of time to where it makes sense. Because if it's going to be like 2 minutes, 3 minutes of dodging, throwing stuff, and then something just magically happens where Hulk gets defeated, it's going to be like, oh, that's kind of lame. But if
Yeah.
they, draw it out, make it, if it goes to levels, Spider-Man
Yeah.
has the upper hand, Hulk has the upper hand, it goes back and forth, and then, it just resolves itself somehow, some way, that would be dope. But on paper,
Exactly.
yeah, it's not, I don't think it's going to be like Doc said, it's not going to be a straight up brawl and fight, because even with this kind of nerfed version of Hulk, he's still way stronger than Spider-Man. So
Yeah.
Peter doesn't want to take that punch. He doesn't want to take any
Yeah.
any of those blows. So it's
What's
gonna
Yeah.
nice
be
is
it's
that
gonna
he
be
can,
damn
though.
interesting. He
He is
can.
durable.
He
Yeah.
is.
Unlike Falcon, like if Falcon takes one hit, he's dead. But Spider-Man's
Yeah.
got durability. He can take, he could take some blows
I
and
mean,
be
New
okay.
Falcon with the vibranium arm, he can, I don't know how much he can take, but he can take a couple shots.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
he's got like
If he's
three
got
different layers
shield
of
first.
vibranium and the
Yeah.
shield and both his
Yeah.
Yeah.
wings in
Yeah.
front of him. Could do a little bit, but yeah, it's really that. that point of like getting the audience, getting us to believe that what we're seeing in front of us works. And I think that like a lot of the shots and a lot of the action scenes that we see coming out of there, that I have high hopes for it. What other things are you looking forward to, Dom, within this trailer?
Yeah,
Anything sticking out?
yeah, I think one of the cool things that I like that they're doing is, several times during the trailer we kind of see Spider-Man's eyes turn all black.
Yeah.
And that is, I think, maybe probably the central theme of the
Hmm.
movie is
The
that
plot
there
line.
seems
Yeah.
to be some kind of mutation, if you will,
Yeah.
Yeah.
going on with Spider-Man. He's becoming more aggressive, almost like Venom is taking a hold of him, but obviously not.
Yeah.
But
Felt that.
very similar, making him more aggressive, making him angry, and then it's mutating him. He's getting the natural webbing now coming in instead of the web
Yep.
shooters. And what's kind of going on with that? It's all very interesting. He needs the Hulk's help to study his DNA to figure out what's going
Yeah.
on. Is Sadie Sink's Jean Grey making this happen within him? Is
Yeah. What's
she
happening?
yeah,
Hmm.
is she spawning this on? So I love that there's still so much mystery. Like I
Yeah.
still can't pin down what my theory is on the hand and why they're here and
Yeah.
what the kind of who's controlling them. Why are they in the? They seem like really out of place, and I can't wait for all the pieces to come
Yeah.
together. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of intrigue, and even though they gave us a lot, there's still tons of things we don't know that I'm looking forward to finding out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody else other than Marvel had this movie, if any other company had it, if it was Sony, God forbid, I would say this is going to be a hot mess because you got the Hand, you got Scorpion,
It's
you got Jean
packed.
Grey,
Yeah.
Frank,
Frank, yeah,
Hulk. I'm sure there's someone else in there that we're missing, but it's like it's so many elements. It's like
Hmm.
who's the big bad in the movie? Where are they going to take it with all this stuff? Like, you know what I mean? It's so
Yeah.
much that's going on, and thankfully, Marvel Studios has it, and they're helming it because we're in good hands. I think, as
Yeah.
much as people want to, you know, poo poo and shit on Marvel, recently, but we're still in good hands. There hasn't been a bad Spider-Man movie yet. Number
Exactly.
two was,
Yeah.
number two was the worst one, and it's still not a horrible movie. You know what I
Man,
mean?
it's interesting you say that because I've watched that recently within like the last year, and I actually thought I had underrated it the first time, and I appreciated it more the second time around. Um, and specifically within this trailer, like we're kind of all hinting at, with so many different characters on there, I wonder, along with the reset that has occurred with Peter and Ned and MJ, how their dynamic continues to get brought to the forefront, or does it get lost behind? One of the things I thought about recently was, like in Deadpool and Wolverine, we kind of lose all of like the cast that supported Deadpool in that latest movie, and we got like a whole new supporting cast. You lost those connections that he had with his girl and Blind Owl and everything like that. So I'm wondering what kind of goes along here with the plethora of different storylines and characters are going to be in here.
yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see how they put it all together for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing I was kind of
Mhm.
not, I was kind of wondering is like in the trailer because they're like, oh yeah, it's the front of year at the school, and I'm like, okay, so that's 4 years. This is 4 years past. So for the
Yeah.
past 4 years, like
Time
he's just been low key stalking them. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they don't know who he is. I'm like, that's not kind of weird. But I'm like, okay, so what else has he been doing then? Because
Hmm.
what I mean, it's
Yeah.
been 4 years. He's I know the first trailer, he's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, so people know him as that. But like, what
Yeah.
else is he doing in these 4 years? You know what I mean? To just be
Uh,
like in the background in the shadows and just watching them for 4 years, like you
I'll
got to
tell you
make
what
a
he
move
didn't
at some
do.
point.
He,
What?
he didn't help Matt in Hell's Kitchen. I'll tell you that much. Jesus Christ.
he was on TikTok.
Fair,
Yeah,
fair point.
He was
yeah,
trying to find lower cost rent somewhere else in the
Fair,
city.
fair points. Fair points.
yeah.
He
I get
was
tickets
not
to the Knicks
involved at
game.
all.
No, I couldn't. Be half of his life working for tickets to the Knicks game. But the other thing, I think the final thing that really kind of interested me is that across the first three movies, we've seen Spider-Man interact with Tony Stark, with Samuel L. Jackson, and with Doctor Strange. So now that he has Frank and Banner alongside him, is this really like, because he's had mentors in those first three movies, or a character to play those mentor roles that were big players within the
Hmm.
MCU. So now that he like really take the lead here and progress things along without feeling like he has a big brother on him. You know what I'm saying?
What I think is nice is kind of the combination. So it's almost like a devil and an angel on your shoulder kind of
Yeah,
situation because you're going to
I
have
like
Frank
that.
on
Yeah,
one side saying, let the aggression out, kid. Don't be afraid
that's a
to,
great point.
to be
Playing in with his black
brutal.
eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Bruce is going to try and say, you got to keep the beast within. You got to keep him down
Okay.
and be
Yeah, that's a great point.
yourself. So I like this kind of how they're setting this up to have like the best of both worlds. Which way is he going to go? I like how they're setting that up.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, at this point, like we said, it's 4 years, 4 to 5 years since, the last movie. So he's a grown man now. He's 22, 23. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
mean, mentorship is great, but at
Yes.
22, 23, do you still need a mentor as like a superhero?
Yeah.
You've been doing this job since you were 16, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
You still need a mentor at 22 at this point. It's like if you do, you might want to think about doing something else, buddy, because you're
Yeah.
you know you've been doing this long enough to where you should have this kind of you should have it under wraps by now. You should get the hang of it at 22,
Hmm.
23. So I mean, he's a grown man now. He's got to man up and figure this stuff out. Maybe not the mutation part by yourself, but for everything else,
Yeah.
like how to be the best Spider-Man, how to be the best
Yeah.
superhero.
Where does he show
How,
his leadership skills?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta. It's about that time now. As
About
they
that
say,
time
you
to
got to
click.
get off
Yeah.
the porch. You got to get off the porch
Yep.
and go do it now.
Yeah. We got 22-year-old Wimby in the finals leading his team.
You
They get to
know,
a failure in the finals, but past OKC.
you
Spider-Man, you
know,
got to give us something too.
Are
Show us
you
what you got.
Wimby
Give
or are
us
you
some
something
sound
else?
bites. You're the GOAT.
At
You're going to
least
be
be a
in
fair
the.
sport at the end, shake hands,
Hmm.
all that good stuff.
Yeah. But
That's
anything
overrated.
else? Anything else, guys?
Should we
Go
talk
ahead, Dom.
about like just what
Go ahead.
theories about anybody got good theories about what they're doing with Jean Grey and is it Jean Grey and what they're doing with Sadie Sink's character? Anybody got any good theories?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
didn't.
go ahead, Gersh.
I was gonna say I didn't really until you said the thing about is she causing this mutation. So that's dope. If that's a great theory, Dom, that she could be the cause of his mutation. And so now, but along with that, so now he's gonna technically be a mutant now. Is that
Yeah.
what we're going for?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like the I guess the timeline of where Spider-Man came into the MCU, he's still like early enough to help transition the whole of the MCU into X-Men, into mutants. So like what do they decide to do with that? And yeah, and like the way like we talked about, the way his eyes are going black, the way that his webbing is becoming natural, becoming a part of him, just like the very first one back in the early 2000s. Like it's really interesting to see how this manifests if it is connected to mutants and if they play their cards appropriately there.
Yeah, and Spider-Man No Way Home did transition us from, the Infinity Saga to the Multiverse Saga. Could
Hmm.
we be seeing Spider-Man play another very similar role here, transitioning us to the
Mm.
Mutant Saga? This could be the official kickoff for that. We get some more answers about, the X-Men and whatnot. Because, yeah, I do think that Sadie Sink Jean Grey is being manipulated by somebody. I don't
Hmm.
I can't see her being like the big bad and doing it willingly.
Yeah.
I think it's possible she's either not in control of her powers or something greater is manipulating her to
Yeah.
mind control other people to get them to do their bidding and whatnot. And I'm just not really sure where the hand comes in. Maybe
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
person who is manipulating, you know, Jean Grey is in charge of the hand. It's I haven't put
There's
that
so
part of
many
my theory
cards.
together yet, but
Yeah.
I I am kind of going with the someone is manipulating Jean Grey
the
theory.
Phoenix Force,
Mm.
Oh
the
Lord.
F- the
Well, you can
Phoenix
get it
Not
out
Force
of
Dark
the way
is
now
Phoenix.
so that we
Not
don't
Dark
have
Phoenix.
to do it later.
hey,
Yeah.
you might as well.
Oh,
You
Dark
might
Phoenix
as
is
well.
crazy. Oh, that was a time in our lives. That was a premiere. But yeah, with that, we'll send that to everybody down in the comment section below. Please leave your theories for what you think is going on with the plethora of characters that are appearing in Brand New Day. Please consider like and subscribing if you haven't already, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.